Hi friends, welcome again on Data to Dashboard channel. Today our topic is about the row level security in quicksight. It is very easy and simplest process in quicksight to implement the row level security. There are other lot of tools have a complex, very difficult parameter settings on desktop and some settings on the server side required, but in QuickSight, due to an excellent architect, there is only few steps or only few clicks required to manage the row level security. Today our agenda is row level security. Let's see what's the prereqs and what's the basic core understanding need to required implement the row level security in QuickSight. Let's move into the next slide. There are three basic rules. There are three processes we need to follow the row level security. The first one is creating dataset rules for row level security. I will elaborate it in detail after this slide. Implementation of row level security on the required dataset and the demonstration of implemented role and rights on the analysis for your clear understanding and expected exceptions. I add this topic in our video because there are some few mistakes mostly done by the user by implementing the row level security. The first thing, we need to document and analyze on which columns we will need to implement the security. In most of the user use the region, country, city, some product. Basically these are the simplest filters of the data we implemented through the security. This is the first step we need to prepare. We need to prepare a file. The first column you can see the username. This should be the this column name should be the username or user group as guided by the QuickSight documentation. You cannot set an other name for the this column because QS configuration understand the field username representing the name of user. You can add the email here of the user and the next two column. This column represent the user. You are settings the rule, or you can say you are creating the user through the QuickSight admin. The user must be exist in QuickSight. If the user not exist in the QuickSight, so the row level security will not implement properly. These three users, Jacob, Jonas and Peter, must be created first in the QuickSight, because when these users log into the analysis, the QuickSight row level security check the username and set their permissions. If user not exists, the security will not be implemented. The next two column is very important. These columns, the region and the country, these column must be the part of the data set where we are implementing the security. Let me show in short the order table where you can see the both of the columns. The column names must be the same. You can see region and country. Both column names and data type must be the same. Uh, so move to the user file and I select the Western Europe region for the Jacob. Jacob can see only the Western Europe region, and furthermore it will filter the data by country: France, Australia and Germany. It means Jacob can only see the one region, Western Europe, and in this region he can see only 3 countries. Please note, most of the user done some mistake here. You can only use the comma without space between them. There are, you can use multiple country names here. It will implement accordingly. You can only give the one country, 2, 3, and the second line is for Jonas. Jonas can see, once again the second line is very important. Here is the user is Jonas. He can see only the 2 region data with all their countries. Null means no restrictions. The third case is for the Peter. I just make a 3 scenario which will help you. And the third user is Peter with null region value and the country, means he can see all the region and all the country data. So I give here the 3 scenario mostly required in your permissioned data set. I called this sheet as a permissioned dataset rules because we set here the user and their role and rights. So this is the simplest setup of row level security. The one thing I would like to share with you, this feature is only available in Enterprise Edition, in which you can restrict access to a dataset by configuring row level security on it. Most of the users do some common mistake I already mentioned, but I would like to share most of them. There are 2 major mistakes done by the user, and or you can say we need to take care of 2 things. First, I already shared on my permission dataset, that is column name must be the username or group name in permission dataset. And the other thing is, when you filter columns in permission dataset not matched with the data set, I means if the country and region not exist in your dataset, you can see the exception number 2, you can see here. Let's start the demonstration and the implementation of row level security. First of all, I am showing you the complete graph with the value. You can see here on the right side the region's name, and under the bar you can see here the city with the profit, the all the city of all the region. Now, as per our row level security, Jacob can see only the one region data with two cities. So just I show you the complete graph, and now we are going to implement the row level security. It is very simple. Just go back to our dataset. Here you can see the two datasets and one analysis. I show you this analysis without row level security. First step we done by doing some configuration in permission dataset. You can see my permission dataset name is usersec. You can set whatever you want. I create this dataset to save your time and to make video shorten and fruitful for you. I just open the permission dataset and show you what's the value are available in this dataset. You can see here the value, my username, my role and rights, Jonas, role and rights, Peter, can see all the data. Currently I'm logging with this account, so I configured my cell data. There is only 3 transactions in this dataset. So let us go back to our main datasets where we will implement the security. Let's move to our main datasets where we will apply the security. My dataset name is Global Superstore. I upload this file already. I just need go to the row level security. Once again I will remind you this feature is available only in Enterprise Edition. Just only press the setup button. There are two options: user based roles and tagged base. User based rules and tag base rule. In this video our concern is only with the user based rule. In my next video I will explain you the tag base rules. It is very simple. There is no need to make any file or setup of user. It is just GUI commands. So let's move over to main topic. I just select the drop down. I will select here the user security dataset and apply dataset. If there is any discrepancy in your file, it will give you exceptions. I already told you about 2 exceptions. Just I apply the dataset. He is finally warned us. After you apply dataset, we filter your data is shared with the other user. To avoid this, choose cancel, apply and activate. You can see here the dataset and row level security is applied on our dataset. Just go back to and verify our dataset. You can see a log sign on your dataset if the row level security is successfully implemented. So this is the second step in our agenda items. So we done the first, we set our user role and rights file, our dataset. You can use your DB tables and any other data source. I just only use the Excel sheet, a spreadsheet to manage it. Now let's move on to our analysis, which was showing the complete detail of regions and country. Now let's see what's happened after implementing the row level security. Finally, I am showing you the demonstration after implementing the row level security. It is our third topic of our agenda, third and the last one. You can see here I set it in table form so I can elaborate and show you clearly. We set the first user permission, the region Western Europe, and he can see that three countries, data Australia, France and Germany. You can see here the first user has only right to view the Western Europe region, and in Western Europe region he can see only the three country data.